Hello, boys and girls. Okay, so here we are with comparing fractions. Take two, because the first one did not record. So here I am again. So today we're going to be talking about comparing fractions. Next time we'll be doing ordering fractions. And the ordering fractions screencast is going to be a little bit quicker because we use the same strategies. The only difference is with comparing fractions, it's about two numbers. Ordering fractions is three or more numbers. So let's go ahead and title our, I'm kind of getting sick of the red, so let's go. We're going to be comparing fractions. So we're going to be using our same symbols that we've always used. We have our greater than, equal to, and less than signs. Okay? Remember, when you're thinking about the greater than and less than signs, the big part, this part right here, opens up to the bigger number. Think about the crocodile mouth. It wants to eat the bigger number. So I'm going to be showing you 4 different strategies of how to compare fractions. Now, there is one other strategy that we're going to be using to check our work, but I'm not going to show it to you yet because once I show you this last strategy, you're going to be using that one all the time, and I want to make sure you practice these other strategies first. And so just like the multiplication and division, I'm going to be introducing you to a lot of different strategies, and you're going to choose which one works best for you. So the first strategy that I want to talk to you about is drawing a picture. Okay? So I'm going to use these numbers, and I'm going to try and use the same numbers throughout 1/4 and 5/8. So if I draw a picture, my pictures have to be pretty equal, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay, there's my 4 parts. Color one in to get my 1/4. My second one, I have to make it pretty equal in size. And then I'm going to make this one into 8 parts. And I'm going to color in 5. So with this, by looking at it, I can see that 1/4 is greater than, I'm sorry, 1/4 is less than 5/8. Okay, because I can see I have more colored in here than here. So that's your first strategy, is drawing a picture. Now your second strategy is a specific strategy that can only be used sometimes. So, and this is the strategy that can only be used when the numerators are the same. So let's say I have 1/8 and 1/6. Now when I look at this, if my numerators are the same, I'm going to look at my denominator. Now the key to know is the smaller the denominator, the bigger the piece. So, for example, if you look at this, if I have 1/6 of something, it's going to be bigger than 1/8, which seems kind of confusing because it's a bigger number. You feel like it should get bigger. But if I have my 2 parts, and let's put this one into the 8ths, and color one in, so this is my 1/8, and then I'm going to have one. Now if I take a whole of something, and this one I only have to put into 6 parts, that's going to make my parts bigger because I don't have to divide them into as many pieces. So what that means is you can see that the 1/8 is smaller than 1/6. Okay, but obviously that one only works when the numerators are the same. Third strategy is another strategy that can only be used with certain fractions, and that is making equivalent fractions. So sometimes you are able to make an equivalent fraction because out of the 2 numbers you have, you can see that you can get to the other denominator evenly. Sometimes you can't. So taking that 1/4 and the 5/8, well, I'm looking at this and I know I can get from 4 to 8. Okay, so to get to 4 from 8, I have to multiply by 2. So now I have 2 8s in my denominator. So I got to do the top, because remember, whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do the top. 1 times 2 is 2. So now I have 2 8s and 5 8s. Well, I know that the more I color in, the bigger it's going to be. So that would mean that 5 8s is greater than 2 8s. If I was going to show you a picture, 1, 2, 3. There's my 2 8s, otherwise known as 1/4. Oops, that one's a little bigger than this other one. Actually, it's a lot bigger. And let's make this into my 8s again. And this one's 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see that 5 parts colored in is bigger than the 2 parts colored in. So that means 1/4 is less than 5 8s, or 5 8s is greater than 1/4. Okay, so there are your 3 strategies. Now my 4th strategy is one we talked about yesterday with the number line. You can put them on a number line to see on the number line which is greater than and which is less. So you need to make those number lines as close as possible. And once again, you may rather do it on one number line. I'm kind of bummed because when I did this lesson the first time, when it didn't tape, I had them really close. Okay, so if I'm doing, once again, the 1/4 and the 5 8s, have to split it into 3 lines, 4 parts. 1, 2, 3. So this is 0 and 1. This is 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. So here's my 1/4. Okay, now we have to split it into 8 parts, so I need 7 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's not too bad this time either. 0, 1. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5 8s, 6 8s, and 7 8s. Okay, here's my 5 8s. So by looking at the number lines, I can see my 5 8s is over here, my 1/4 is over here. So 1/4 is still, less than 5 8s. Okay, so those are your 4 strategies that you can use as you do your homework tonight. Okay, like I said, tomorrow it'll be more practicing because you already have the strategies now. Now tomorrow we're just going to be adding more numbers to our number lines or whatever other strategy we're going to use. Okay, so your keyword today is idea, and I hope you have a good afternoon.